The old world with its familiar pains and fleeting joys had dissolved. It wasn't a violent end, but a gentle fading, like a dream upon waking. The sky, once a canvas of ever-changing hues, now held a steady, radiant light. The oceans, vast and restless, were no more. In their place, a profound stillness settled, a quiet anticipation. Then it began. Descending from the pure, unblemished expanse of the heavens, a city appeared. It wasn't built by human hands, nor forged from earthly materials. It was a vision of impossible beauty, a testament to divine artistry. The holy city, the New Jerusalem, shimmered with an ethereal glow, its architecture defying gravity and earthly logic. It was as if a bride adorned in the most exquisite raiment had stepped forth, ready to meet her beloved. A voice, resonant and full of an ancient loving authority, boomed from a throne that seemed to be the very heart of creation. Behold, it declared, and the sound vibrated through the very fabric of existence. The dwelling place of God is now with humanity. He will dwell with them. They will be his people. And as the voice faded, the city touched the new earth. It settled not with a crash, but with a soft embrace, as if it had always belonged there. The light that emanated from it was not harsh, but warm and comforting. A light that revealed without exposing, that illuminated without blinding. The inhabitants of this new realm, those who had passed through the veil and now stood in the presence of the divine, felt a profound sense of homecoming. They looked upon the New Jerusalem and saw in its perfect symmetry and radiant purity a reflection of the God who had created it. It was a city built not of stone and mortar, but of love and truth, a place where every need was met, every longing satisfied. There were no shadows in this city, for God himself was its light. There were no tears, for sorrow had been banished. There was no pain, for sickness and decay were forgotten concepts. Instead, there was a pervasive peace, a joy that was as deep as it was unending. The people, no longer defined by their earthly struggles or their individual limitations, found themselves united in a shared experience of divine presence. They were a people, yes, but more than that, they were a family, bound together by the very essence of God. They walked the gleaming streets, their steps light, their hearts open. They saw each other not as strangers, but as beloved children of the same loving Father. The streets were paved with a substance like pure gold, transparent as glass. Buildings rose in graceful arcs, their forms organic and harmonious, their surfaces catching and refracting the divine light in a dazzling display. Gardens bloomed with flowers of impossible colors and fragrances, their scents mingling to create a symphony of natural perfume. Rivers of living water flowed gently, their currents carrying the essence of life itself. And everywhere there was the palpable presence of God. It wasn't a distant abstract force, but an intimate, loving companionship. He was in the light, in the air, in the very fabric of their being. They could feel his gaze upon them, not as a judgment, but as a tender affirmation. They could hear his voice, not as a command, but as a whisper of encouragement and love. The former earth, with its imperfections and its struggles, was a distant memory, a lesson learned, a stage passed. This new reality was an unfolding, an eternal beginning. The people, now truly God's people, began to explore their new home, not with curiosity born of ignorance, but with wonder born of profound understanding. They understood that this was not just a place, but a state of being. They encountered beings of pure light, angels and archangels, who moved with effortless grace, their faces radiant with devotion. These beings served not out of obligation, but out of a deep seated love for God and for His creation. They welcomed the new inhabitants, guiding them through the wonders of the city, sharing in their joy. There were no hierarchies, no distinctions of rank or status. All were equal in the sight of God. All were cherished. The former divisions that had plagued humanity, race, creed, social standing, had dissolved in the crucible of divine love. They were simply people, united by their shared experience of grace. And as they moved through the city, they saw that it was not static, but alive, ever expanding, ever revealing new perfections. It was a place of infinite possibility, a testament to the boundless creativity of God. They realized that their journey had not ended, but had just truly begun. This was not an end to their existence, but an elevation, a transformation. They were no longer bound by the limitations of flesh and bone, by the frailties of the mortal body. They had been given new bodies, bodies that were immortal, incorruptible, perfectly attuned to the divine presence. They could move with speed and agility, their thoughts translated instantly into action. And their minds, too, were transformed. They possessed a clarity and a depth of understanding that had been unimaginable before. They could grasp concepts that had once been mysteries. They could comprehend the intricate workings of the universe, not through study, but through direct communion with the divine mind. The New Jerusalem was not just a city. It was a metaphor made manifest. It was the embodiment of God's perfect love, His unwavering faithfulness, His ultimate triumph over all that was broken and flawed. And the people, His people, were its living, breathing expression. They spent their days in worship, in learning and service, not as duties, but as expressions of their overflowing hearts. They sang praises that echoed through the celestial spheres, their voices blending in a harmony that was both powerful and sublime. They explored the depths of God's character, discovering new facets of His infinite being with each passing moment. And in their interactions with each other, they found a profound and unshakable love. There were no misunderstandings, no resentments, no jealousies. There was only a pure, unadulterated affection, a recognition of the divine spark within each soul. They were, in the truest sense, one. The sea was gone, but in its place was an ocean of divine love, vast and deep, in which they could swim and be sustained. The old heaven and earth had passed away, but in their place was a new reality, a reality of pure spirit, of unblemished truth, of eternal joy. And God, their God, was with them, now and forever. They were His people, and He was their God, a covenant of love that would never be broken. The dwelling place of God was now truly among them, and it was a place of perfect peace, and perfect beauty, and perfect love.
Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the old heaven and the old earth had disappeared, and the sea was also gone. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven like a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. I heard a loud shout from the throne saying, "Look, God's home is now among his people. He will live with them, and they will be his people. God himself will be with them. He will wipe every tear from their eyes, and there will be no more death or sorrow or crying or pain. All these things are gone forever." And the one sitting on the throne said, "Look, I am making everything new." Then he said to me, "Write this down, for what I tell you is trustworthy and true." And he also said, "It is finished. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To all who are thirsty, I will give freely from the springs of the water of life." All who are victorious will inherit all these blessings, and I will be their God. And they will be my children. But cowards, unbelievers, the corrupt, murderers, the immoral, those who practice witchcraft, idol worshippers, and liars, their fate is in the fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is the second death. Then one of the angels who held the bowls containing the last plagues came and said to me, "Come with me. I will show you the bride, the wife of the Lamb." So he took me in the Spirit to a great high mountain. And he showed me the holy city, Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. It shone with the glory of God and sparkled like a precious stone, like jasper as clear as crystal. The city wall was broad and high, with 12 gates guarded by 12 angels, and the names of the 12 tribes of Israel were written on the gates. There were gates on each side, east, north, south, and west. The wall of the city had 12 foundation stones, and on them were written the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. The angel who talked to me held in his hand a gold measuring stick to measure the city, its gates, and its wall. When he measured it, he found it was a square, as wide as it was long. Then he measured the walls and found them thick according to the human standard used by the angel. The wall was made of jasper, and the city was pure gold, as clear as glass. The wall of the city was built on foundation stones inlaid with 12 precious stones: jasper, sapphire, agate, emerald, onyx, and more. The 12 gates were made of pearls, each gate from a single pearl. And the main street was pure gold, as clear as glass. I saw no temple in the city, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. And the city has no need of sun or moon, for the glory of God illuminates it, and the Lamb is its light. The nations will walk in its light, and the kings of the world will enter the city in all their glory. Its gates will never be closed, because there is no night there. All the nations will bring their glory and honor into the city. Nothing evil will be allowed to enter, nor anyone who practices shameful idolatry or dishonesty, but only those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life. Then the angel showed me a river with the water of life, clear as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb. It flowed down the center of the main street. On each side of the river grew a tree of life, bearing 12 crops of fruit, with a fresh crop each month. The leaves were used for medicine to heal the nations. No longer will there be a curse upon anything, for the throne of God and of the Lamb will be there, and his servants will worship him, and they will see his face, and his name will be written on their foreheads. And there will be no night there, no need for lamps or sun, for the Lord God will shine on them, and they will reign forever and ever. Then the angel said to me, "Everything you have heard and seen is trustworthy and true. The Lord God, who inspires his prophets, has sent his angel to tell his servants what will happen soon."
Behold, I am coming quickly. Blessed is he who keeps the words of the prophecy of this book.